Hi, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin. Today we're outside of Columbus, Ohio, and we're going to be taking a look at the State Psychiatric Hospital Cemetery, also known as the State of Ohio Asylum for the Insane Cemetery. That name is a bit of a mouthful. Now, if you don't know what the State of Ohio Asylum for the Insane is, it is the former Columbus State Hospital. And again, if you don't know what that is, I can't really blame you because it was torn down in 1996. But basically, it was a large Kirkbride asylum here just outside of Columbus. I mean, you can literally see downtown from where we're standing. And actually, this building here, just to get out of the way in case it does happen, this is Columbus Police Department's like air command building. So there are 2 helicopters there ready to take off at any point in case they need them. They are literally just behind that building right there. So in case you do hear a helicopter taking off, that is why. But basically, yes, it was a large Kirkbride asylum that served the central Ohio area. From what I understand, it was actually bigger than the Ridges. And unfortunately, it was torn down before I was even born. I have seen some photos of it, and it was absolutely beautiful. And this is one of a few cemeteries that has some of the patients buried in it. Now, you'll notice all the headstones here are literally right in this area. But our fenced off area goes all the way back there, all the way back there. So I'm not sure if there were at some point more headstones that were more in the typical thing that you would see in an asylum cemetery where, you know, it just had someone's number on it instead of their name. Or if maybe the cemetery just never filled up before it was closed. I'm really not sure of the details on that. You can also see there's like a little bit of an outline of a path/road. Again, that could be maintenance. That could have been an old road that over the years has grown over. I do not know. But we can go ahead and take a look at some of these graves. This one for Mary Ellen Stith Rickman is actually in very good condition, very readable. 1894 through 1958. This one looks like it says 1858 for the death date, but it's very hard to read. And you will notice that despite this kind of being in a bit of a nowhere place, there are people who come here, they leave coins, they leave flowers and rocks on the graves, which is actually really nice because, you know, kind of being out here, you know, you're outside of downtown. You're also way back in the back near a police building, which a lot of people would probably just avoid in general because it's a police building. And probably a lot of people don't know about this cemetery, but there are still people who come out here and, you know, leave stuff on the graves, which is very touching. Now, we can go ahead and take a look at some more graves here. Now, one of the things that this cemetery is particularly famous for is some of the graves either say specimen or specimens. And we will find one of those. From what I read online, and it could have been, you know, a sensationalized article, but they don't really know what specimens means. And their best guess was that perhaps people who were part of medical experiments, or even, you know, amputated body parts could be buried under these specimens' graves. So here is actually one right here, and I know it can be a little bit hard to make out because these graves are old, but it does just say specimens. No indication of who it could be, no indication of what it could be. So that is kind of the famous thing about this cemetery, is a lot of people who do know of this place and do come here for that. Now it also appears that at some point there was a grave here that got broken and removed, which is very sad. But yeah, you can see, you know, as we get further back, these are getting very hard to read. This one I can read a little bit, where died in 1976. It would be interesting if those people who clean graves were allowed to come out here, since this is a cemetery that is controlled by the state, I do believe, either the state or the city. So if they were given permission to clean some of these graves up, that would be great. So you can see this one's in excellent condition. Someone has left a flower. Like I said, flowers on a lot of these graves, coins on a lot of them as well. And I've also noticed people putting rocks on them. Rocks is something I'm rather unfamiliar with being placed on a grave, but coins and flowers are quite normal. So, just to give you an idea before we end the video, as you can see, this is kind of like made out like it was or is a road at some point. There's some benches back over there to sit at, but there's no graves. Here is the only area with marked graves currently. And there are some more benches over there. And as we're walking out to leave, I'm just going to share something that happened when I first came here. So when I actually first came here, before I started recording obviously, I noticed something way over there, just kind of like sitting there. And I was confused at first, so I started to get closer. And I was like, oh, it's a dog. There's a dog here. And as I got closer, I realized it was not, in fact, a dog. It was a coyote just outside of downtown Columbus. It did run off when it saw me. So it was definitely more scared of me than I was of it. But I thought that was interesting because I live in a relatively rural area, especially compared to here. And I have never seen a coyote where I live. But I see one just outside of downtown Columbus. Anyway, this is the State Psychiatric Hospital Cemetery here in Columbus, Ohio. As I said, there is more than one. I'm actually going to go and try and check out the other one, which also not only has asylum patients, but also patients from the old prison in Columbus. So if you want to see that, please give this a thumbs up and please subscribe for future videos. Not only will you get to see more videos from me, but it also helps me out a ton. And I will see you guys later with a brand new video. Thanks so much for watching.